Welcome back, guys, Marvel Champions. Today we have the Valkyrie Hero Pack. Now, Valkyrie and War Machine are both out at sort of the same time as across the world. Some have War Machine first, some get Valkyrie first, and some unfortunately get neither. Luckily, I got Valkyrie quite early, so I'm quite happy with that. So this is the latest Hero Pack from Valkyrie, and before I get into this gameplay, this might be one of the worst pre-con decks I've ever played. I'm going to explain why in a second. I know pre-con decks aren't supposed to be top tier, and when you get a pre-con deck, you can't take it out of the pack and play against Expert, Ultron, or Ronin, or Thanos, but they can at least handle most villains on standard. This deck struggles, and it struggles big time. I don't know what it is. She's pretty strong, but to handle threat and multiple schemes, she really struggles. But without further ado, let's go through the cards, show you how she works, and then the best way to show you how she is play a game. So, like that. So obviously this is Brumhilde. This is an Asgard character. Recovery of 4. Hand size 6. Set the Deathglow upgrade aside out of play. And her ability, not at this day, action, detach Deathglow and set aside out of play. And her hero side is the Valkyrie character, unique Asgard Avenger. 1 thought, 2 attack, 1 defense, 5 hand size, so still not too bad hand size. Death Perception, hero action, play the set aside Deathglow upgrade as if it were in your hand. So essentially, this Deathglow upgrade here is a condition card attached to an enemy. Force Interrupt, when attached enemy is defeated, set this card aside out of play. If Valkyrie defeats that enemy, ready her. So essentially, you attach Deathglow to an enemy, could be the villain, could be a minion. And then certain cards will pump up her stats depending on if you were targeting that enemy or defending an attack from that enemy. Obviously, if you defeat the enemy, you can ready her. So you can put it on the villain and have extra stats. You can put it on a minion, kill it, ready Valkyrie, and then trigger certain abilities. So it sounds pretty cool and it sounds decent, but it's quite tricky to get it to work. So we'll put that there. So next up we have an ally. We have Annabelle Riggs. So ally for 2, 1 thought, 1 attack, 2 hit points. Alter Ego action, exhaust her, search top 5 cards of your deck for a Valkyrie card and add it to your hand. Shuffle the rest back into your deck. So pretty handy card, much like Miss Marvel's allies. Search for her cards in Alter Ego form. So she's not too bad, but she's quite weak. Valhalla is a support card. For 2, after Valkyrie attacks and defeats the enemy that has Deathglow attached, exhaust Valhalla, draw a card and heal 1 damage from Valkyrie. So this card is pretty good. But the problem is it only really works if you have this out and some weak minions to kill. I mean, obviously, if you get this out and lots of weak minions, you're going to be healing down your drawing cards, but the chance of getting this and Deathglow out at the same time and some easy picking minions is quite tricky. So next we have Valkyrie's Spear. Upgrade for 1, restricted. Give her +1 defense or +2 defense instead while defending against attack from the enemy with Deathglow attached. So if they've got Deathglow, she'll get +2 defense. So it's pretty good. That's against the villain. You can take a lot of damage with this. Then we have the attack version, Dragon Thang, so upgrade for 1 restricted, +1 attack or +2 while attacking the enemy with Deathglow attached. So you see, you have this on especially the main villain. You'll have +2 defense and +2 attack. So it's pretty decent, but it's these exact cards to get out at the right time, so it can be quite tricky. Next up we have Aragorn. I thought it was Pegasus. This is Aragorn, so this is the upgrade for 2, +4 hit points in the aerial trait, so pretty good with some aerial cards. There's no really aerial cards in this deck, so it doesn't really work here, but +4 hit points for 2 is pretty good. We have 2 copies of Flight of the Valkyrie. Upgrade for 2, response. After the enemy with Deathglow is defeated, discard Flight of the Valkyrie, remove 5 threat from a scheme. So handy if you put it on a minion and the scheme's getting quite high, you take 5 threat out of the scheme. But apart from this, removing threat from the scheme is going to be quite hard, especially in an aggression pre-con deck. Next we have Visit Valhalla. I love the artwork here, it's great. 0 cost, so pretty good. Alter Ego action though, happy Alter Ego form to use this card. Return a Valkyrie card from your discard pile to your hand. 2 copies of Choser of the Slain. A hero action for 0. Much like Thor, search the encounter deck from the discard pile for a minion, put into play, engage with you, draw 2 cards. So kind of like Thor, using minions as sort of like a stepping stone to boost certain actions and draw cards and gain abilities. We also have 2 copies of Shield Maiden. It's a pretty good card. When the enemy with Deathglow attacks, declare Valkyrie Defender without exhausting her. She gets +2 for this defense. So this is great because you can defend without exhausting Valkyrie and get +2 defense. It's a good card, but like I say, there's only 2 copies in the entire deck. It is handy, but it isn't often enough to save you. And we also have, lastly, 3 copies of Havoc. This is a good card though. Event for 3, hero action attack. Deal 7 damage to an enemy if it has Deathglow attached against overkill. So you put us on a minion, you combine this with some of the attachments, put on Deathglow, 7 damage, overkill, use Rise the Valkyrie, remove threat from a scheme. So it kind of works, but there's just a lot of things to get in place before it actually starts to work. So onto the aggression cards now. So we have an ally version of Thor for Odinson. Cost 3, 1 attack, 1 thought, 3 attack, 3 hit points, has toughness, and this is a great ability here. It's one of the best abilities I've seen on an ally for a while. This is an interrupt. So when Thor attacks a minion, engage with a player, spend an energy resource, resolve this attack against each minion engaged that player in the order of your choice. So you can attack for 3, spend a resource, and attack each minion in place. Great for people like Ultron or Zola with tons of minions out. It's a really good card. And we have Throg, the frog version of Thor. It's pretty funny. Ally for 2, 2 health, 1 thought, 2 attack. After enters play, give him a tough status card if you engage with a minion. So combine with her cards, it could work quite well. Another copy of Angela. So this is the classic Asgard ally from another set. 0 thought, 2 attack, cost 0, but when she enters play, you have to look at top 10 cards of the deck, and if you see a minion, put into play, engage with you. If it's not important play this way, discard Angela. So she can be handy, combines with her abilities of Deathglow and the minions and stuff. It kind of works. Hall of Heroes, another good card against minions. Like I say, if you're playing against a deck with a lot of minions, this deck will work quite well. Support for 2, defeat a minion, place a glory counter here. As alter ego action, exhaust it, remove 3 glory counters and draw 3 cards. We have 2 copies of Classic Combat Training, boost attack by 1, but obviously combined with the other card, the Dragon Fang, we get quite high attack stats, which can be quite good. We also have a Quick Strike, 3 copies of this, so cost 2, deal damage to the enemy equal to your attack. So it's just to build extra hits for 2 costs. It can be handy in finishing off minions and with extra damage boost. 3 copies of Smash the Problem. Hero action, Thwart. Exhaust your hero, move threat from a scheme equal to your hero's attack. It is handy if the scheme's going quite high, but it depends on what schemes you're fighting. It can work, but like I say, it's whether you get the cards out early and get her attack pumped up quite high as well. We also have 3 copies of Best Defense, which is event for 0. When your hero defends against attack, use its attack instead of its defense for its attack. So if I can get her attack pumped up quite high, Combat Training Dragon Fang, I'll get quite a bit of defense. We have some resource cards here, so Audacity. Wild resource, spend this resource card to deal 1 damage to the villain. It's pretty good, and also 2 copies of Power of Aggression for extra resources for aggression cards. So lastly we have the basic cards, so we have a really good card here. The Bifrost for 1, support. Play only if your identity has the Asgard trait, exhaust the Bifrost. Search your deck for an Asgard ally and play it to pay its costs to shuffle your deck. So essentially this out early on, we can search for Asgard allies from the deck and play them. I pay the cost from obviously. But if this would work well in a leadership deck, once you get a few more Asgard allies into the card pool, this would be a great card. Same again, need the Asgard trait. Action, heal 2 damage from your identity. You may discard a status card from your identity. So if we are stunned or confused, this will not only heal 2 damage for 3, but also discard a status card. So it's a pretty good card. It costs 0 too. And lastly, copies of the resource cards. So that's it for her deck. It's a tricky deck, but we're going to have a go now against Crossbones. Let's see how this deck plays out. Okay, on to the gameplay. So shuffle my deck up. So I've got Deathglow down there. So we're playing as Crossbones on standard. Tackle Mount Athena up there. He's got 12 hit points. He has 1 scheme, 1 attack, and when he has weapon attachments, he gains piercing. So we're going to take the top card of the weapons deck and put it face up. So that is the laser rifle. He gives him ranged and +1 attack. Not too bad. So we're shuffled up there. There we go. So our hand size is 6. Let us begin the gameplay. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we got? So Quick Strike, Visit Valhalla, Best Defense, Combat Training, Shield Maiden, Double Resource. Okay, so Best Defense, Visit Valhalla could be good, but I don't need it right now because I've got nothing in the discard pile. So that can go. Quick Strike, I'm not going to use right away. Best Defense, I don't think I'm going to need that with Shield Maiden. So we're going to mulligan with those 3 cards and draw 3 more. Quick Strike again. Rise of Valkyrie, not that useful really, but okay. So flip her over. So we're going to play definitely combat training. We're going to use energy for combat training, so pump our stats. We've got a nice 3 attacks, so pretty good so far, the attack. We're also going to, we might as well put Death Glow on Crossbones. We use Audacity for that, so Audacity, attach that to him. Because it's a resource, we have to deal 1 damage to the villain. So all this means now is he's sort of like marked for death, so it'll increase our stats for certain cards, and if we do defeat him with Valkyrie, it's a ready Valkyrie afterwards. I might get out shield, fly to the Valkyrie just in case, nice and early, so let's start there. Might as well go for the attack. We've got a nice 3 attack there, so bring him down to 8. So it wasn't a bad starting hand actually, so ready up. Hopefully we get some nice upgrades for her, so 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we have Valhalla, Godlike Stamina, Power of Aggression, Throg and Angela. Could get out Angela and Throg easily next turn for some cheap chump blockers. Godlike Stamina could help heal after this attack. So that wasn't a bad draw actually, this could be pretty decent. So, 1 threat on here. Let's Flame attack. I've got plenty of hit points. 1, 2 and 3 damage. Down to 9. Still plenty of hit points. And encounter card is full auto. It's got X card top of the encounter deck, where X is his attack, and take 1 direct damage for each boost icon this way. So it's got 2 attack, so 1, 2. Just 1 damage. There we go. So not too bad, down to 8. Okay, on to us. So do you want to go for Angela? I've seen a minion by mistake there, so we could do that. And then play Throg to get a tough status card out as well. That could work for a bit of a combo here. So we're going to play Valhalla. We're going to play Angela. Top 10 cards for a minion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously I'm going to pick the weakest one. And the weakest one is definitely Hydra Bomber. Not revealed, so it doesn't do the effect. Shuffle this up. So he's into play, engage with us. We're also then going to play Power of Aggression and Throg. Just take this card because we are engaged with a minion. We'll play Godlike Stamina to get heal up 2 for free basically. We'll save Valhalla. Okay, let's use Angela to get rid of this pesky minion because he'll just slow me down a bit. That's him gone. We'll save him, take the hit with Tough. And we'll tap for 3 again, bringing down to a nice 5. So far, this isn't bad actually. It's probably the best I've done so far on this deck. Upgrades please, upgrades please. So end of our phase, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Oh, no upgrades. But we've got Genius to play Valhalla. That'll help us out. The Bifrost, we can use that to search for 4. And Shield Maiden, we keep that in our hand just in case. Okay, not bad. So onto the villain phase now. So that scheme's getting a bit high because it has a threshold of 3. So 2 on there. He attacks, I'll declare Throg as a defender. 1, 2, oh, he's got piercing. So either way, if I was going to die. Is that gone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Throg's destroyed. Counter card is Villain Schemes. Yeah, more than enough. This goes over. I always hate that card so much, the Villain Schemes card. So Infinity Stone is top card of the weapons deck is revealed, and it is just +1 scheme, +1 attack. It's not bad actually. Okay, on to our go. So definitely going to play Genius for Valhalla. We're then going to... We'll just save these cards, I think. Valkyrie can attack to get him down to 3. Valkyrie can perfectly finish him off. That's that stage defeated. So defeated that. Set us out of play. Ready up Valkyrie. I could discard That's even really far out from the scheme, but there's no point. Yeah, I've done this, so I get to draw a card and heal on damage from Valkyrie. Have at thee. That's pretty good. So back up. Let's move it. So step 2 has 2 scheme to attack, 14 hit points this time, and we have to search for his machine gun in the deck. Okay, has 2 counters. So when he attacks, it's going to ping extra damage towards me. So what can I do now? I'm readied up. So I could do 7 damage. I could take him down to half health really easily. In fact, we're going to do that. I'm going to go rush for the kill. I'm going to play all 3 of these cards to do Have at thee, deal 7 damage to an enemy. Obviously with Death Blow attached is overkill, but I'm just going straight for the damage because of this, I'm getting down to perfectly half health. There we go. And also, tap 3, so he's down to 4. So if we're lucky, we can just rush and kill him. Now this is the best I've done this deck so far. I might have got lucky with the cards, but you know, if I had a tougher enemy, this would have been a lot of a struggle. So draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure if I was in alter ego form, I would have died ages ago because she just can't handle the threat. Okay, we've got 2 copies of Have at thee. So survive this round, we can win. And also Thor. So in fact, we should have this in the bag. So I'm trying to tell you how bad this deck is, but we're going to win anyway. So 2. So he attacks. Then move this. I take damage. So take 2 damage. So down to 9. He attacks. We get Angela to block. So 2, 3, 4. 4 damage. Angela is dead. Counter card is Hydra. Oh God, that's annoying. Okay. Okay, so what we got to do here is, here's what we do to easily resolve the situation. We play combat training because I can't use it to attach the set aside Death Glow to Hydra Soldier. We then pay for Have at thee. 7 damage to an enemy. He is dead. Again, a counter card. 3 damage goes over. Because of the enemy, I get to heal 1 from Valkyrie and draw a card. There's Valkyrie's Spear. Could have had that earlier. And then we'll play 4 with Toughness. And then we can just finish off and easily win. So, funnily enough, I did quite well that time. But like I say, if I took a big hit and had to go to alter ego, he would scheme that up over, and I have no real way of getting rid of the scheme. I had fly to the Valkyrie, which is fine, but once that's gone, threat removal becomes very hard. So this did win. It did quite well, but I chose a particularly kind of easy villain. Well, not easy, but it's a more simple villain, not too hard. Where if I played against a harder villain, I mean, I played my first match against Expert Claw and got destroyed. I could not handle 2 schemes at the start. I played against Standard, a few, like Ebony Moore, probably with Midnight, Coney of Glaive. I could not beat them because multiple schemes is too hard for us to deal with. I think with a bit of tweaking, I can make a really good deck out of her. I'm pretty sure maybe Leadership would work with her, or maybe a tweak on the aggression deck. But that's it for this playthrough of Valkyrie. Like I say, I mean, I did pretty well there, but even if that didn't finish me off, I could have used Thor to finish off, and then one more turn, I could have probably gone. I'd assault next. What was next cards? Were 3, 4, 5. Yeah, could have had some extra problem for the scheme. Quick strike. I would have won either way. So, wasn't too bad. And that's it for the playthrough of Valkyrie. So I really wanted to get out, obviously, Aragorn, and obviously I wanted Dragon Thang. Because when we put Death Glow on Crossbones, we're going to attack for 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 attack each turn. It's a lot of damage. And if you can use minions to take off all the heat and chump block, you can attack for 5 each turn. That's not including cards like Have at thee and other damaging cards. So in the right build, maybe a stun lock or something, or some good aggression cards, she could be even better. She could be a pretty good hero. But she's just not that impressive for me compared to ones like Venom and Gamora and Nebula. It's a little bit low tier, but I don't know. What do you think about this new Valkyrie hero? Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and that's it for this playthrough video. As always, like and subscribe if you can, and thank you for watching.